All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have switched to page 73, and we're going to look at question number 14. Now, one of the first things you need to know, if somebody says, what is the probability that something will happen? You basically create a fraction. The number of ways that you can get that event to occur goes on the top, and the total number of ways the entire sample space can happen goes on the bottom. So, for example, I have a single fair die. For those of you that don't know anything about gambling or even just using die in just simple children's games, a fair die has 6 sides. It's equally possible to land on a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. So, this says, what is the probability of getting the number 4? Well, first of all, when I toss a die, there are 6 possible outcomes. I put that on the bottom. How many ways are there to get a 4? There's only one way, by getting a 4, 1 out of 6. So the probability of getting a 4 is equal to 1/6. What's the probability of getting an even number if I roll a die? Well, I have the number 6 on the bottom because there are 6 outcomes. And we have the numbers, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that could come up. Well, 2, 4, or 6 would be even, and those are 3 ways to get an even number. 3 divided by 6 is the same as 1/2, and if you wanted to, you could actually write it as 0.5. Okay? So the probability of getting an even would be 1/2 or 0.5. All right, what's the probability of getting a 7? Well, there are 6 possible outcomes when I roll a die, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. But there are no 7s, so there's zero ways of getting a 7. 0 divided by 6 is 0. The probability of getting a 7 is 0. Okay, something I want you to know about probability. When you're computing probability, it's going to be a number between 0 and 1. 0 means it's never going to happen, and 1 means it's always going to happen. And all the others are somewhere in between 0 and 1. What's the probability of getting an even or an odd number? Well, we know that 6 goes on the bottom because we have 6 outcomes. Even or odd, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 ways that could happen. This turns into a 1. Remember what I just said. What's the probability of getting an even or an odd number when you roll a die? The probability is 1. 1 means it's always going to happen. 0 means it's never going to happen. Okay? All right. So I want you to get into your brain. Probability is a number between 0 and 1. Sometimes it can be 0 and sometimes it can be 1, but most of the times it's in between.